the year of our Lord 2023. Thank you very much for joining us on this Twitter space and on the television, and together also on our radio station in Nairobi. For me, from this area, from where I am in London, I want to thank you very much for your custom, for the usual stand that you to join us on important topics that touch the world. And this show is the global world. It's the global Matanga's global trend. In this show, we seek to find out what is happening in Northern Ireland. As you are aware, the Northern Ireland peace process 25 years ago on 10th of April was signed, which is called the Good Friday Agreement. But since then, quite a number of things have happened. And most of those things that have happened affected the world. As you know, any student of conflict resolution will tell you that it is based on, if you can't do conflict resolution in the world without discussing Northern Ireland. That's the subject of today. But from now on, I would like to turn my attention to Nairobi, Kenya. Miriam, good morning in Nairobi, Kenya. I don't know. Nairobi, Kenya, Miriam, I had not. Sorry for that. Miriam will do the house cleaning, and I've now sent you the request. I accept it, and you will come up there. I think we shall do the necessary by looking at. I've sent the request. Try and see whether it can go through. And I would like to see who wants. Yes, Miriam, you want to? I've done that, and the day done here. Yen, you want to speak? No problem. That's okay. Miriam, I don't know. You seem to have some difficulties in. Let me pull you up again as a speaker first. Then we proceed there. Thank you very much. Are you okay? Good morning, Miriam. Then thank you very much. You are now connected. You can make your first. Give us housekeeping rules, the guidance shortly. Contrary to all our Twitter spaces, this Twitter space is going to be limited to only 4 speakers, and it will end within 1.5 hours to 2 hours from now. So if you want to speak, you strictly stick to 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. If you are not a co-host, or if you are not a program carrier like Miriam in Nairobi. So it will end within the next 1.5 hours, of which we are ready for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Under 2 hours, we shall have done, and I'm going to do the summary of the Northern Ireland peace process, what has happened, whether it is turning, what are the consequences, what are the root causes of its instability and fragility. And to students of international relations, those who are interested in Northern Ireland politics and the British politics, that is my subject this morning. Thank you very much. Miriam in Nairobi, take us through. But before we do that, there is a usual ceremony, Miriam, that we cannot miss, which which I have missed, but Stephen did not try to tell me what was going on. The usual ceremony is we have national anthems that must be sung, and those national anthems of our one national anthem for Africa for my Twitter space mass. There you are. Shortly before Miriam takes. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Miriam, back to you in the studios in Nairobi. That is our our African anthem, the one I use on my Twitter space. So whatever you hear, that noise, that good sound, that good African talk, African music, you know that is Dr. Matsanga's space. It is different from other spaces because mine stands for Pan-Africanism, talks Pan-Africanism, defends Pan-Africanism, vomits Pan-Africanism. It has nothing else, nothing short. Miriam, take it over. Over to you in Nairobi, Kenya.
All right, thank you so much. So let me just bring us first quickly the headlines across Africa this morning. We start with the newspapers from Kenya. The Daily Nation, pay strike looms in public surveys and history in the making as Kenya's Taifa One satellite goes live. And you can follow the launch on social media. Armed bandits storm hospital and release patient in daring 2 a.m. incident. The Standard newspaper, Ruto's big test to fix economy lying in ruins. And then the Star newspaper, focus on MPs as Ruto allies set new terms. How the task of weaving a truce between Raila and Ruto. And other newspapers from Namibia, young people will never win elections. That is according to Mbumba as he announces retirement plans. The Sun as well from Namibia, no special treatment for AA farmers, Agribank. The Nation from Nigeria, APC INEC to poll tribunal, Obi's petition a waste of time. The Daily Trust from Nigeria, consumers groan over epileptic power supply. The Daily News, big changes in the Air Cross, says ED will affect these after this year's election. The Herald as well from Zimbabwe, idle irrigation schemes, full potential unlocked. And the New Times from Rwanda, Interahamwe had experts in killing babies, genocide survivor. And then the Citizen from Tanzania, Samia acts on CAG findings as Chadema Act speak out. The Daily News also from Tanzania, what CAG report signifies, and Tanzania FDI's balloon 50% in 3 months. FDIs, those are the foreign direct investments in Tanzania, have gone up to 50%. So more people are preferring to go invest in Tanzania. In Daily Monitor from Uganda, government starts fresh payroll audit. So that is what we have in some of those newspapers from there. And the newspapers from the UK, we start with the Daily Express. Don't get ill, doctor strike going to hurt you. And then the Daily Metro, is there a doctor in the house? And the iNews, thousands more patients than expected won't be treated due to doctor strike. The Guardian, junior doctor strikes could run until general election. And the Times, NHS strike will cause a month of disruption. The Daily Telegraph, Biden will push to unite all Stormont parties, and junior doctors plot chaos by striking after bank holidays. Ukraine orders counterattack plans after U.S. intelligence leaks. Daily Mail, 19 terror suspects among Channel arrivals. So that is what we have in the newspapers from Africa and from the UK. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Miriam. I hope I'm all audible to all of you across who are listening to me across the world. Thank you very much. This Twitter space today seeks to look at global trends, which is under the subject and the topic is the Northern Ireland 25 years of peace agreement holding. Is the peace agreement holding or fragile? If it is fragile, what is making it look fragile? If it is holding, what are the areas that we must make sure that it holds permanently? That is our discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll open by telling you the background. For over 50 years or so, or 30 years, Northern Ireland has been a battlefield between the British mainland and those leadership calling themselves the Irish Republican Army. Sinn Féin, led by leaders who were opposed to the occupation of the British Empire on Northern Ireland, decided to wage a guerrilla warfare, an armed struggle that saw many lives lost, property destroyed, both in the mainland and on the island itself. The root causes, which we cannot discuss today, but we shall discuss them at another forum, simply because some of them are the same ones that touch Africa today. The same African continent today has the same difficulties that Northern Ireland has faced. So on Friday, 10th April 1998, after Labour government had swept into power, Tony Blair and the Irish government, under the auspices of the then President of the United States of America, signed a peace agreement that ended the brutality, the armed struggle, and with Sinn Féin signing on behalf of the Irish Republican Army. Any student of international relations, ladies and gentlemen, will not miss this as a lesson of reconciliation, as a lesson of putting our people together, irrespective of religion, color, race, political affiliation. The Northern Ireland, the island of whose capital is Belfast, came down, signed an agreement, had a redemption strategy, started healing the nation, allowing the Christians, both the Catholics and the Protestants, to live together in harmony. Why I chose this topic today is because I wanted people to learn from this topic. That the political differences that we see in Uganda, in Kenya, in Nigeria, in South Africa, the regions, the differences that we see in Tanzania, which are some, the differences that we see in Seychelles, Mauritius, Egypt. There's no African country which is not affected by those type of differences, because they have been brought out by political gymnastics and